Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Victor Rodriguez, and I'm here with my colleague, Felix. We're both from Empower. And we're here today to talk about how to make a corporate design relaunch a success. A couple of quick notes before we start. So today, all participants in this webinar are muted, but you're very welcome to send us any questions in the Q&A. You'll find that at the bottom of your screen. And then at the end of the webinar, we'll try to get to all those questions and answer them for you. Okay, so we're posing the question here. Is a corporate design relaunch a mammoth task? And so in case there's any doubt, the answer is yes, it is. And so we've divided this here to talk about this into four buckets. And so first of all, we have the bucket of the definition of your brand strategy. And here, this task is being managed by decision makers here for the corporate brand and the redesign here. And so the idea is you have to redefine the core message, which is it's a big task in and of itself. And then you have the approval process with different stakeholders, and not only approval process of the overall strategy, but then there's also topics like taglines, tone of message, imagery, etc. So right there's a lot of time being taken up. Moving into the next phase, we have the budget and human resources planning. And so here, although it may seem that the budget has a hard end date for a redesign, what we find is that it often doesn't. There are many requirements and changes towards the end, and then it becomes sort of a cyclical process whereby you're redefining budget and also human resources, right? That human capital to help execute and move things along. And then lastly, or not thirdly rather, management and control of the agency. So do the amount of assets that need to be created, companies most likely will use agencies, right? They'll use that third-party outsourcing. And so in addition to your strategy and budget, you now have to also manage a third party to help execute and accomplish your rebrand successfully. And then lastly, once you're done with that, you have the internal and external communication. And so once the changes have been done, the assets are ready, you now have to communicate to your stakeholders, hey, you guys, you need to use this new brand identity from here on. So as you can see, there's a lot to shoulder here. And because of all these tasks, we find that marketers don't necessarily have the chance to do some other important things. And one of them is to understand how to distribute these new templates and assets within or for your MS Office applications. And so this is a huge problem. And so we here at Empower would like to focus on this in this webinar. So a couple of things here. First of all, we went in and we did a study with Nielsen, and we surveyed many users, and then what we came up with here, what we discovered rather, is that a typical user works with MS Office about 24 hours per week. And in that, in terms of output, you have, presentations, documents, etc. What we have is 3 presentations, 5 documents, Word docs, 4 Excel sheets, and about 121 emails per week that go out. The key finding, though, is that every second document is not brand compliant. And so that's what we're here to help you solve. So if you go to the next slide. So here we have our a list of challenges, right, with the corporate redesign within Microsoft Office. First of all, you have the challenge that with Microsoft Office, you have many different programs. And so corporate design managers aren't software managers. And so they would have to now understand how to do this for 4 separate programs, right? Or else involve IT. But it's a very complex task. And then if you have, next you have the distribution of the new design templates. And so now, for let's say 100 users, it might not be that complex, whereby you can email them and notify them. But when you're talking about now, say, a company of 1,000, 10,000, or 100,000, then this task becomes more complex and requires really special attention for it to be successful. Because again, you can distribute it, but you need to make sure that people are using it. And then after you go through steps 1 and 2, you have that hurdle, right, of making sure that users apply the new brand template to existing documents. And so distribute them is fine, but then you have to make sure that not only are they using the new templates for new documents, but also bringing old documents up to date. And that also tends to be a very tedious process in current Microsoft Office. And then the next one, we have that future corporate design relaunches and design changes. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the next relaunch will happen, when there's a change to the brand that needs to be distributed. And so even though, well, even simple adjustments then also become, again, tedious, changing a font, updating a color, let's say, takes a lot of man hours. So knowing all these barriers, what we want to do today is we want to show you how easy a brand relaunch can be with Empower. And Empower is a central platform for all your design templates, and users can connect to it from within the Office application. And so here now, Felix is going to play the role of someone who just started at a company, and show you what it would look like, right, for this user to use this new brand. So Felix, up to you.
Exactly. So yeah, let's imagine we're an employee at a company that just had a corporate design relaunch, and it's our first day at work after this corporate design relaunch, and we now try to work within Microsoft Office to do some documents. And I would like to show you how easy it is with the Empower add-ins and the Empower platform that provides the users with all the central corporate design conform content to do these Office documents and yeah, to implement that new corporate design to every document you do. So yeah, what do we do in the morning? Of course, we grab a cup of coffee and open our Outlook, right? And when we do so, Empower Mails, the Empower plugin for Microsoft Outlook, will welcome us with a little welcome screen. And on that welcome screen, the user can see his new email signature. It's corporate design conform. It has been provided centrally. So on that Empower platform and through the add-in in Microsoft Outlook, I can get that signature. And it contains, for example, the new logo of my company if it has changed during the brand relaunch, maybe a link for a blog post that explains something about the corporate design relaunch. You see, we just changed the name of our company some weeks ago, and we did the same with our email signature. And you realize, of course, this is a German signature. I'm a German sales guy from Europe. So, but of course, I communicate a lot in English. So I need a new email signature in English, of course. And I could simply add it here by clicking Add New Signature. When I do so, a new window will open. Now on my other screen, perfect. I just pull it over here. And this is now my English version of the signature, as you can see. So what can I do here? I can name the signature. So it's my signature English. And I can choose the language. In this case, it's just in English. That's perfect. That's what I needed. Just to show you the effect, I could also create the German one, or if more languages are available, which can be administrated centrally, of course, then I could choose other languages. In this case, I have only German and English available because that's the languages we use here. And I could choose my location. So I am working from Cologne, from our head office, but I could, of course, also work from New York. Then you can see the location has changed, or from Paris. So if you have further locations that could be available for the users, then yeah, the user could just switch here. And maybe you have dual roles. So I'm a senior account executive at our company, but just for example reasons, I could be the senior secretary from somebody, from Victor, for example. So I could change my role here and have different signatures for different roles that I might use. Yeah, all of this is something the user can choose here. And then I could choose the language. So in this case, I will write emails in English when I use the English signature. So I take the English language. And then just click on save. So it's pretty easy to get the first signature, to create others that the users need. And after a short amount of time, the signature is now being created in the background. It's there. I have it in my overview, and then yeah, I'm ready to go. I can write my emails. How does it now look like? If I create a new email, I just click on new mail like I always do. And in my Outlook, as you can see, my standard signature, which is for me German, obviously, but would be English if that's your first signature, will be automatically added to the mail. So there's nothing I need to learn or do. So it's very easy for the user. In your standard signatures, both signatures are already available. So we just push the signature to the standard options of Outlook, where the users are used to have their signatures, so nobody needs to change. It's very easy for everyone. You might ask yourself, okay, the signature is corporate design conform, but what's with the text body that the user writes? And so here we have a little help for the users. If you would like to look at the text and color options in Outlook, it's here according to your corporate design. So you don't have the hundreds of fonts and colors that you might choose, but that are mostly not corporate design conform. You only have the fonts and colors according to your corporate design that are corporate design conform. And so the user cannot choose anything wrong. He can write in these 3 fonts, for example, that are our fonts. And for the font and for the font color and fill color and line color, we have corporate design conform pickers here. So you can exactly manage the colors the user can use. So the email will be corporate design conform in whole. Yeah. So that's basically it. As mentioned from Victor at the beginning, if you have any questions, just post them in the chat and we will clarify them later. So I can write emails, and to continue in our example, let's imagine I now got an email from a customer, and this customer wants an offer from me. So I'm a salesman, I create my offers in Word like a lot of companies do, and that is what we are going to do now. Moving to Word, we can see an additional ribbon that is named with Empower, and it's placed between File and Home very prominently. And this ribbon helps the user to be corporate design conform in every Word document. There are some features of the normal Microsoft Word, which are on the right-hand side of the ribbon. These are features that users often search for in these many ribbons that we have in Word, but they usually need much time to find them or don't find them at all. So we just put them here. That's the right side of the ribbon. And in the left side of the ribbon, we have new Empower features. And these Empower features help users to create corporate design conform documents. And that is what we are going to do now. So if I would like to create a new document, I just click on New Document. And when I do so, an Empower library will come up. So here's the Empower library. This is an additional window. It's built like the Windows Explorer, so everyone feels comfortable with it in seconds. So you have a folder structure on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you have content. And here I could, for example, if I don't know where the proposal template is, the new proposal template, I could just search for the proposal template. So I don't need to navigate through all the folders. And I could search for proposal. And here I will search all items and then just hit enter. So here I can see on that central platform in the Empower library, my marketing department has already given me a proposal template. And this proposal template has one huge advantage. It is already corporate design conform. I don't need to care about, is that the right version? Is the content up to date? No, it's corporate design conform, and it's always up to date because the marketing department manages this document in the library for everyone centrally. So what could I do here? I could fill in this document now. Maybe we just put that document on the left-hand side of the screen and take the library. That's here, put that on the right-hand side of the screen. And now I would like to fill in that document and adapt it to my needs. So what do I want to do here? Maybe I would like to change the key visual. For that, I just search for my content that I have in the library. Here I have some content that I could use. And we see, okay, I have multiple title images here. Here's another title image I could use. So I just delete the old one and double click on the new one. Just having the cursor on that page, it will be inserted exactly into that page. And the date will be filled out automatically. So this is fine. Here on that next page, it's pretty perfect, but you can see here my name is missing. I don't need to fill in my name manually. I can just fill in the document with an Empower function. Here you can see fill in document. And when I click it, I can again choose my profile and the location I'm working from and the language, just to make sure corrections are made according to the right language. And then I hit OK. And then this document will be filled in automatically. You can even, if you like, you can add the email address or the phone number or mobile number and so on. Everything that comes from your Active Directory can be pulled into and filled in automatically. So here's my name, perfect. I can just go on. Here's a little about us section. We leave it like it is, it's good. And here I have an empty page, and here I could fill in some information about our mission, for example, so that the customer can inform himself about our company. You can see it's corporate design conform. The text is formatted right, it's just perfect. Here's another divider, that's good. And here, here's a little page to inform the customer about the advantages of that library that we are currently using. It's easy, efficient, and brand compliant. We have a text for that as well in the library. Now on the next page, I would like to show some Empower Docs features. So this is more specific, lists up all the features of the software that we're currently using. And all these text boxes fit in on the pages perfectly. Now, of course, we have a proposal. Most important part of the proposal, I guess. We need some numbers here. Maybe we need a table, an offer table, and some area where the customer could sign this as a contract. And you can, after inserting these elements, you can directly work with them. For example, customer is interested in 1,000 users, and maybe payment terms are like 30 days. So it's very easy to work with it. You don't need to learn anything special or so. Then here, that's a software license agreement. It's long and it's boring. So let's move over to the last page. Here is a contact details page. That's my colleague, Stefan. I will just delete his picture from here and put my contact in instead. And as you can see here, when you have like text fields where a name is a dynamic field, it will be filled in automatically as well. So just takes a little moment, and then I have my name and my position here, and I could add other information if needed. So the result is I just created a proposal that is corporate design conform within seconds, I would say, or within a minute, without needing to search for a template, learn something special, ask somebody lots of questions. I just can create that result with Empower. Okay, we have created the proposal, but to inform my customer a little better about our company, I would like to add our company presentation, of course. That's always very important. And I actually don't know where the new company presentation is. I don't know where the PowerPoints are after the brand relaunch. And so I chatted to Victor, to my colleague in Microsoft Teams, hey, can you tell me where the new presentations are? And he told me that we now have a new Empower app for Microsoft Teams as well. So I just went to Microsoft Teams and really saw, okay, there is another app called Empower directly in Microsoft Teams, and it provides me from that central platform that we mentioned before with all the presentations that should be available to everyone in the company, meaning product presentations, company presentations, so everything every user might need in his daily work. So here you see that's a company presentation. We, of course, have it in German as well. If I only would like to have English documents, of course, I can just set a filter. It's very easy. And here I have my product presentation. So everything I need to work. And so here we now need our company overview. Of course, we have to search here. Just type company, and then I will find a couple of results. And I don't want to look for, is that a single slide? Is that a presentation? So I just set another filter. I only want to have presentations here. And so I find presentations containing the word company. And here I have my company overview. What can I do with it? I can basically open it directly in PowerPoint, and that's what I will do. And now I open that in the desktop app. Perfect. So as you can see, I have direct access to my data. I don't need to switch locations. I can stay in Microsoft Teams and just get my presentations and everything I need directly. Here we choose enable editing because we want to edit it, of course. And as you can see, and this is something Victor mentioned in his first words, we often have the challenge that not every document is corporate design conform from the first day. So we might have some presentations, documents that are not corporate design conform. Obviously, as you can see here, this is one of these documents. Fonts and colors are not according to our corporate design. As we can see, the whole master, the PowerPoint master that is used, it's mixed out of 3. So this is a typical copy-paste thing when you build presentations by copying and pasting slides from one presentation to another. And this is just, yeah, it's a mess. And we now need to clean that up. Normally, this would take us hours to make a beautiful presentation, corporate design conform presentation out of this layout mess, if you would say so. And that's why we have some help in PowerPoint as well, as you can imagine. Here's another Empower ribbon containing all the features that users need for their daily work. It contains a library. You have seen the library in Microsoft Teams. It looks the same. It contains a lot of templates and design elements that you can use, and we will do so in a few seconds. But it contains a corporate design check as well. And when I push it, the design check will detect that we use a wrong master slide here, obviously. And when you use a wrong master in PowerPoint, it means that every definition in this PowerPoint presentation, according to your corporate design, is not right. So every font, every color is wrong. And so we could just here autocorrect all errors. And by doing so, Empower will move the content from that old presentation onto a new master slide, which is actually 16:9 instead of 4:3, as you can see, and makes it corporate design conform by changing all the colors and the fonts according to the definitions that your company wants to have. And so we get a much better looking presentation. Maybe we should change the key visual here. I can just click on images in the Empower ribbon, and then I can choose from corporate design conform images. Maybe I have cover images here. So as this is the key visual, I can just double click on any image I would like to insert, and then it's being inserted directly into the slide. By the way, if you have like a digital asset management system in your company managing all the corporate design conform pictures that you have, we can of course connect that to Empower as well, so that you can search directly in your so-called DAM system, document asset management system, if you like. Or you can just save corporate design conform pictures here. But we of course support you if you have such DAM systems. So let's go through the presentation, have a look at it. Fonts are right, bullet points are correct, font sizes are correct. So it pretty much corrected everything. We have some slides like this here, where we have pictures, and Empower does not stretch them because we want to avoid something like that. That's of course not nice. And so we could use our layout tools to correct that. This is like a toolbar with a lot of helpful tools for the users. And this helps me to like stretch this content on this page and maybe choose another position. Maybe I have another example here where I have 2 pictures and I would like to flip them. So you could easily do some last manual work on that presentation that might need to be done. But all in all, this is a pretty good presentation. It's corporate design conform and I can use it directly. If I want to talk a little more about my company, I could of course use some of the slides that are provided in Empower as well. Here, for example, I would like to insert a map to show the customer our location. So I search for a world map. And this one is perfect. I can add it directly to my presentations just with a double click. And of course, as you can see, Victor is based in the US, I'm based in Germany, and so on. So you could just maybe mark your locations that you have and then send it out to the customer. And I would like to talk about our financial, let's say, background of the company. I want to show the customer that we're a healthy company, have good revenues. So I just insert a revenue chart, for example. You have content for that as well, as you can see. It always fits into the placeholders, no manual work that needs to be done. Or I could insert a table. Even if I click on that little icons, it's Empower that will be active, giving me everything I need. And so I could just insert a table in this placeholder. Maybe, I just change my title. And then I would like to add a footnote as well, because maybe I want to tell the customer where these numbers come from. The footnote is exactly placed onto my slide. What I maybe could do here is if I need to go to one colleague out of controlling to verify these numbers, I could just post it on that slide telling the colleague, hey, can you verify the numbers? But that's it. So as you can see, it's very easy to work with slide templates. I can even create own slides, and I can do the from old to new for every document that is not corporate design conform yet. And the result is a beautiful presentation that I can send out. So to summarize, I now, as a user at my first day at work, I created a corporate design conform email. I added a proposal that I created within minutes, and I just switched an old presentation to the new design, added some slides, and now I have a package that I can send to my customer, and I hope he will be happy. Going back to our presentation, you might ask yourself, how do I set up such a system? What will be the steps to set up Empower, and what do maybe we need from you, and how do we set it up? So I think, I will go to the full screen here so that you can see the next slide, sorry. Yeah, like this. And just to introduce you or to guide you through the steps that we do together. So the first thing we always need is a corporate design manual, as you can imagine, because it's a corporate design software and we adapt it to your corporate design needs. But what we need would be the corporate design manual. When we have that, we can create all the new templates for you. So whether it's the email signature or the PowerPoint presentation master or the proposal template that you might need, we will help you in the creation of these new templates. We have experts. You can as well include the agencies that you already work with today. We're very flexible and just help you to get the best templates for your users. And when we have these templates, we put them into Empower. We will hand over that file to you, that installation file. Empower will be installed at your company's IT. We will, of course, help you with that. And then we will train your users so that at the first day of the corporate design relaunch, your well-trained users can start working with Empower and creating corporate design conform documents. Another thing you might ask yourself is, this is the user side of Empower, what we now have seen, but how does it look for the people managing that system? Is that easy or is that difficult? And I would like to answer you that question by telling you it's very easy to manage these this library and all that design content that you have seen. With regard to Victor's point that he mentioned in the introduction, it's future corporate design relaunches will come, and it's often hard or difficult to manage some changes, like a font has changed or central colors have changed. So this can even create huge efforts in companies. So let's make two examples here. The first example is you work together with one of your agencies, a PowerPoint agency, and they have provided you a new slide template collection. And you ask yourself, how do I get that into Empower? How do I distribute that to every user? With Empower, it's very easy. Let's assume you would like to publish these slides, these 4. Then you can just choose them in PowerPoint and click on Save in the Empower ribbon. When you do so, Empower will realize that you would like to save these selected slides, and you can, with Save As, you can navigate to the library. And here we have one area for the corporate design templates, as you can see. And as we have slide templates here, I choose slide templates, maybe create or choose an existing folder and click Save. In that minute, these slide templates will be saved on the central Empower platform, and the Empower platform will distribute it to all the other add-ins from the users in your companies, so that everyone has these new slides within 30 to 40 seconds. Same thing with pictures, for example. So if you get pictures like this from an agency, you could even choose multiple. You could even choose multiple pictures and click Save. And then Empower will realize that you want to save multiple objects. And with Save As, you can save them in the corporate design template folder images, and just save them in a folder, and they will be available very soon as well. And even icons, imagine you get such an icon set that's, for example, 100 to 200 icons. You can even mark them just all together, click Save. It's always the same thing. It's nothing that you need to learn. It's nothing difficult. Just save them in the icon section here in the library, and they will be available within seconds as well. So it's very easy to provide new content and keep that platform up to date, as you can see. Yeah. And even if you need to make corrections to your corporate design, so for example, a font changes or a color changes, then you can do that in the Empower Design Center. This is part of Empower as well. You can get to the Design Center when you click on Help, and then on Settings. Settings is the Design Center. And then that window opens. And here you can see, we'll make that a little bigger for you, like that. You can see I have multiple designs even in here. So I have different masters with different designs, and I can manage them all here. And if I would like to change a color of that master now, for example, I can just do that. Just change the RGB value here. And so I have that green here, for example. And you can see this green in the color pickers that the users will see as well after you made that change. So meaning the color pickers in the Empower ribbon. And of course, if you do so and click on Apply and OK, the design check will check for that green and exactly that green. So you can change colors and fonts as well if you like. So add another font or remove a font is very easy. And even manage the font sizes, and the design check will check for it automatically. As well, this information will be distributed to all users within seconds. And so you can manage the design with that platform, and you don't need to control it because the design check will do it for you. So it's very easy to manage that content. And I just wanted you to see that at the end of this presentation. Of course, not everybody can manage that content. Only allowed users can do it. Only admins in the software. So there will be, so it will always be divided up in normal users and admin users. And the admin users can do things like saving things to the library, changing the design. Of course, this is not available for the normal user. Okay. Yeah, I hope that overview was helpful for you. And now I, yeah, just give back to Victor, and you might finish that presentation.
Thanks, Alex. So we're just going to quickly conclude with this slide over here. As you can see, we have multiple Microsoft Office programs. That was one of our challenges that we spoke about before. Empower will solve that for you. We have one platform for all of the applications. The distribution of new templates, that's also taken care of. That central platform for all of your corporate templates. It's in one location, easily accessible, everything that's on brand, on message. We can convert from old to new with the corporate design check. And so we're quickly going even from 4:3 to 16:9. So again, addressing not only the, the future presentations, but addressing the older presentations. Even if there are one or two slides being pulled from that old presentation, that design check will make sure that that is on brand before it goes out the door. And then lastly, we have that future corporate design relaunch, which Felix just showed you. The idea here being that whether it's a font or a color or even new assets, You can just simply upload them into the system. They're distributed within seconds. And then that way, again, everyone is on top of that brand lean relaunch, and also perhaps even any future tweaks, right? Without there having to be this massive uptaking of internal communications with other stakeholders. It just naturally happens. So want to thank you for your time here at Empower. We hope that this platform is of use to you and allows you to be your best at work, allowing you just to really give you time to focus on the concepts that you need to focus on the strategy that you need to focus on, as opposed to all these little small tweaks, right, with the rebrand or rather how to deal with distributing that through Microsoft Office. But before we go, we do have a few questions there, Felix. Can you take a quick peek and let's see if we can answer them for everyone.
Yeah, sure. So first question, do we get a recording of the session? So
yeah, so we are recording this and we can distribute a recording of this session.
Yeah, you will also get the slides that we have shown, and we will also include a link so that you can download the new PowerPoint study, Microsoft Office study that we created together with Nielsen, as Victor mentioned at the beginning of this webinar. So you might want to inform yourself deeper about the current results that we have found out when it's about working with Microsoft Office. Okay, next question is, Victor, do we need to train the users ourselves, or how does that work?
No. So part of, if you would like to purchase Empower, part of that is included in the setup package. So we will help you, as Felix mentioned, with the design of the templates and making sure they get in the system. We'll help with installation. And then the last component of that setup process, or the installation process, is training. So we'll go ahead and we will train both key admin users of Empower and also general users of Empower. So that way, everyone understands how to use the system and everything is in the system. So that way your users can get started quickly.
Okay. Next question is, what is the license model and how expensive is Empower?
Yeah, so license model is per named user. So if John Smith has both a laptop and a desktop, it's only one license. And in terms of pricing is per seat. And so as you purchase more licenses, the per seat price goes down. So if you'd like a quote, by all means, just email us the amount of licenses that you're interested in, and more than happy to send you a quote as to how much Empower would cost for you. And that would also include, the quote would also include any of the setup fees and also what's included in different setup packages.
And there is another question. Do I always have to buy all of the products, or can I buy single products as well?
Good question. So you don't have to purchase all of the products. You can purchase single products, 1 or 2, but at that point, if you're at 3 products, well, at that point, I think it would just make sense to buy the entire suite. As for from a price point, it just makes sense to do that as we discount the entire suite when you're purchasing all the products together.
Then there is another question, how to install Empower add-in onto our Outlook. Maybe I take that one. So it's so all of these add-ins are Microsoft Com add-ins. So it's pretty easy to install the add-in to your Outlook. That's something your IT will do within minutes. It's a routine job for them. What we, of course, need to do is install the central platform, the central Empower platform, which will be a database that can be hosted either in your premises. So if you would like to use your own data center or a cloud of your choice, you can, of course, use that to install the Empower platform. Or we could provide you a modern SaaS offering, so software as a service. We host on Microsoft Azure for you, so that your IT has nothing to do with the IT operations of the Empower platform, which is provided centrally for all the users. Okay, I think, Victor, that were all the questions so far. I think if you have more questions after the webinar, just please don't hesitate to come back to Victor. He will help you, of course.
Sure. Everyone, thank you very much for your time. Hope you have a great weekend. And as Felix mentioned, any questions, feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to answer them.
Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you.